And what happened here? Didn't I just do this? Submit. What's going on? I have another one open. No. Always messes up after I push a recording. Access Module 3 SAM training. All right, 26 sessions or 26 steps, tasks. Here we go.
In Table Datasheet view of the Managers table, right-click the Date of Hire field name. Click Hide Fields on the shortcut menu. The Date of Hire field is still safely stored in the database. It is just hidden from view.
So, date of hire, right-click. What did it say? Hide fields.
In Report Design view of the Manager Email List report, drag the top edge of the page header section up to the 0.5-inch mark on the vertical ruler.
So it changes to the little line. Just drag it up.
The report header section has now been resized to be only 0.5 inches tall.
Double line or whatever, little line, drag it up.
Click the Expand button to the left of the
Expand.
The sub-data sheet for Manager ID M-03 appears, showing two related records from the Stores table. The Managers and Stores tables are connected by a one-to-many relationship. Sub-data sheets are only available for the table on the one side of a one-to-many relationship.
M03. Let's click the plus sign.
Click the record selector for the District of Columbia DC record. Clicking the record selector for a record selects the entire record. In the Records group on the Home tab, click the Delete button. A prompt appears asking you to confirm the deletion.
Yes.
The total number of records in the States table is now 50, as shown in the current record number in the navigation buttons in the lower left corner of the datasheet.
Because the District of Columbia is not a state. Get out of there. Highlight it and then click delete. Yes.
Click the Create tab on the ribbon. In the Queries group, click the Query Design button. The Show Table dialog box opens, prompting you to add tables and/or queries to Query Design view. Click. The first step in creating a query in Query Design view is selecting the table that stores the fields of information you want to select for the query. Click Add. Click Close in the Show Table dialog box. Drag the metro area field from the Stores field list to the first column of the query grid.
Drag it down here.
Drag the State field from the Stores field list to the
State.
Drag the Store ID. You can add fields to the query in any order desired by dragging them to the Query Grid column. In the Results group on the Query Tools Design tab, click the Run button.
So it's basically going to run a query, or kind of like a report, that is going to show us all the metro areas, the states, and the store IDs.
Running the query shows you the datasheet view for the fields and records that were selected in Query Design View. You can run the query by clicking the Datasheet View or Run buttons on the ribbon. Click the Save button. Type Metro Listing in the Query Name box of the Save As dialog box. Click
I'll spell it wrong. Okay, create query. That was Query Wizard. We're using the stores table. We are adding the wrong button. Close. Metro area. State. And store ID. Then we can run the query right here. And then we can save the query. Metro listing. Easy peasy.
Right-click the Stores report. Click Rename on the shortcut menu. Type Stores by State and press Enter.
Stores by state.
The new report name replaces the old report name.
Rename stores by state. And make sure you put the capitals where they're supposed to be. Otherwise, you get it wrong.
Click the Create tab in the query. Click Managers.
Managers table.
Click. The first step in creating a query in Query Design View is selecting the table or tables that store the fields of information you want to select for the query. Click Close in the Show Table dialog box.
And this is like relationship view, so it shows you how these two tables are related, one-to-many relationship, right? So, yeah. And then now you
Given the tables have been related in the Relationships window, those one-to-many relationships also appear in Query Design View. Drag the last name field from the Managers field list to the first column of the query grid.
So now you'll be able to use records from both tables, right, to make your query.
Drag the Store ID field. Drag the phone field from the Stores field. You can add fields to the query in any order desired by dragging them to a query grid column. Click the Run button.
So it's one-to-many because there's one manager named John Smith, but there's multiple stores, right?
Running the query shows you the datasheet view for the fields and records that were selected in Query Design View. You can run the query by clicking the Datasheet View or Run buttons in the Results group on the Query Tools Design tab.
So
click the Save button.
Right, so you can see this Lou person is manager of two different stores, Fitzpatrick, 3 and 13, that kind of thing. So that's why you have one manager, but multiple stores, right? That one manager can be a manager over more than one store.
Type Manager Phones in the query name box of the Save As dialog box.
Manager phones. All right, so we're going to create query design using managers and stores. We're going to add the manager's last name. Oh, close the box first. Manager's last name, store ID, and the phone number. And we are going to run it. And then we are going to save it. And we're done.
In Query Datasheet view, click the arrow to the right of the State Name field. The menu that appears gives you options for sorting and filtering the datasheet. Click the Sort A to Z option on the menu. The records are sorted in ascending order based on the values in the State Name field. Alphabetically, Arizona is the first state and Utah is the last.
So by doing it by state name, it's actually alphabetical by state. But if you use the state codes, you can see like Nevada comes before New Mexico, but alphabetically that wouldn't work, right? So state name, sort.
In the Sort row of the query grid, click the Sort cell for the State Name field. The Sort cell list arrow appears for the State Name field. Click the Sort. In the list of possible sort orders, click Ascending. An ascending A to Z sort order is now specified for the State Name field. Records will be presented by this query in ascending order based on the values in the State Name field. Click the Sort cell for the City field. The Sort cell arrow appears for the City field. In the An ascending A to Z sort order is now specified for the City field. When there are two records with the same value in the State Name field, the records will be further sorted based on the City field. In the Results group, click the Run button.
Run.
Datasheet view confirms that the records are sorted in ascending sort order on the values in the State Name field and then in the City field. Note that for the State Name of Missouri, the record with the city value of Clayton appears before the city value of Kansas City.
Right? Obviously, right? So first it alphabetizes the states, then it alphabetizes the cities within those states. Just like any other program. Regina is good. Edgar's back. Everything is good. All right. So we want to go in here, change this to ascending, and then we want to change stores to ascending. Then we want to run it. States and cities.
Click the first criteria cell for the State field.
Criteria.
Type TX in the cell. Textual criteria isn't case-sensitive, but using proper case will make your query criteria easier to read. If you pressed Enter at this point, Access would surround the short text criterion with quotation mark characters. However, pressing Enter is not required. You can go ahead and run the query. Click the Run button. Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 5 records were selected for the state value of TX. You can also click the Datasheet View button to run the query.
Right, so we're basically telling the query that we only want the states that have the value TX, which is obviously Texas, and that's all it will pull. It's like a filter, right?
Click the Show checkbox of the Manager ID field to clear the check. The Manager ID field is now hidden in the Manager List query when it is displayed in Datasheet View, but the Manager ID field will remain in Query Design View when the query is saved and closed, given it is being used as a sort order in the query grid.
Right, so there's nothing much to that, right? We're just going to say, yeah, we don't want this to show up in the query, but we're going to use it as a way to sort the way the query looks.
Hi, Professor.
Hi.
I have a question. Well, I actually have a problem. I was trying to do my access for last week. For last week, and I don't have the same program as you have with the access, and I try to use it through my school, but on my computer, but I didn't see the access program from my computer. So when I tried to go to the learning columns at TCC, I was having trouble with my email. They won't let me log in because it's TCC, and then I don't have a TCC email address, so I had to go through St. Leo. So that was an issue. And I'm just trying to see, like, how can I do this program for the project?
You you have access to this Cengage training, right?
You know what I can do the training. Is this program? Is this one right here? Is this one? But then when I do it on my computer, it's not this one. It's not this program.
When we finish this training and we start the project, we'll talk about it then. All right. So bring back up the question. So you're talking about when you do the actual project, not the training.
Yes, when I do the project, it's not this one that's showing us how to do it. It's not this one right here. I think this is 2016 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 2016.
Yeah, I don't know what program that's on my computer, but it's not that one. And then when I tried to do it at school, I couldn't even access it. I couldn't even log in on computer because it was something wrong with the way they had the email set up or whatever.
Okay, let's look at
this. But this has happened. It was with this one in Excel. I had trouble with the program with Excel too.
Yeah, give me a couple minutes. Let's just finish this training first, and then when we go to the project or towards what we're going to do next, then we'll see what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe we can figure something out.
All righty.
Where are we at? Practice.
Click the field selector for the Manager ID field to select it. Drag the field selector to the new location as indicated by the black indicator line. Release the mouse button to complete the move.
Is it even telling us where to put it?
The Manager ID field moves to the fourth column, and the Email field automatically moves to the left to occupy the third column.
I didn't really see a line that told us where to put it, so I guess we guessed well. On here it says move the Manager ID field to the fourth column. So Manager ID, fourth column, so there's the line, right?
Right-click the Manager List query. To copy an object, make sure it is closed and then right-click it in the navigation pane.
Yeah, if it was open, you'd
click Copy on the shortcut menu. Right-click a blank area of the navigation pane. Click Paste on the shortcut menu. The Paste As dialog box opens with a suggested name for the new object. Type Manager Details in the Query Name text box. Replace the suggested name for the new query with the desired name of Manager Details. The new query with the name Manager Details is now displayed in the Queries section of the navigation pane.
So, query, where's queries? Manager list. Copy the query, bring it down here, paste the query, change the name to Manager Details.
Click the first criteria cell for the Date of Hire field. Type 1/1. If you pressed Enter at this point, Access would surround the date-time criterion with hash sign characters. However, pressing Enter is not required. You can go ahead and run the query. In the Results group, click the Run button. Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 2 records were selected for the date of hire value of 1/1/2015. You can also click the Datasheet View button to run the query.
Criteria 1-1-2015. Run the query, and it only pulled the stuff with that date.
Click the first criteria cell for the revenue goal field. Comparison operators include greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Type greater than 700,000 in the cell.
Greater than 700,000.
Criteria for number and currency fields are not entered with commas or dollar signs. In the Results group, click the Run button.
Run.
Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 9 records were selected that have a revenue goal value of greater than $700,000. You can also click the Datasheet View button to run the query.
All right, so we want a revenue goal, everything that's greater than 700,000. So run our query, and it pulled everything that's greater than 700,000.
Click the first criteria cell for the Manager ID field, then type M. Click the first criteria, and criteria are entered on the same row of the query grid. Because both the Manager ID and State fields have a short text data type, Access surrounds query criteria for these fields with quotation marks. Type M. Click the Run button. Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 3 records were selected where both criteria are true, a Manager ID value of M-10, as well as a State field value of MO.
So it's basically this filter and this filter, not either or, right? Or not this one first and then this one. Like sorting would do this one and then that second filter, but in criteria it's only pulling all the records where both things are true. So Manager ID, M-10, and store Missouri. Actually, and so see how this is in quotations, right? If we just tabbed out of that, that'd be in quotations as well. And then it pulled M-10 and then Missouri.
Click the first criteria cell for the Manager ID field. Type M-. Given the Manager ID is a short text data type, Access surrounds query criteria for the Manager ID field with quotation marks.
Yeah, it's only told us that.
Click the second criteria cell for the State field.
Told us that 100 times already.
Or criteria are entered on different rows of the query grid.
See, or.
Type TX.
So on the first line, it would have been this and that. Now it's going to be M-10 or Texas.
Click the Run button. Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 10 records were selected where either criterion is true, a manager ID value of M-10 or a state field value of TX.
Right, so this was true, but this was false, but this one was true, and this one was false. So that's why I pulled both sets of records.
Click the first criteria cell for type M. Given the manager ID is a short text data type, Access surrounds query criteria for the manager ID field with quotation marks. Or criteria are entered on different rows of the query grid. Click the Run button. Running the query selects the fields and records specified in Query Design View and displays them in Query Datasheet View. 10 records were selected where either criterion is true, a manager ID value of M-10 or a state field value of TX.
I already did that one. M-10 TX. Right.
To set sort orders in Query Design, the Sort Cell list arrow appears for the last name field. In the list, an ascending A to Z sort order is now specified for the last name field. Records will be presented by this query in ascending order based on the values in the last name field. In the results group, click the Run button.
So in something like this, you could also do ascending by last name and then ascending by first name. So if you have two people with the same last name, then their first names would then be sorted.
Datasheet View confirms that the records are sorted in ascending sort order on the values in the last name field.
So sort, last name, ascending, run the query.
On the Home tab of the ribbon, in the Text Formatting group, click the Font Size arrow. Click 12 on the drop-down list. The entire datasheet always displays the same font size.
Cool. We can change the font size. We can change the font type. 12.
In Query Design View, right-click the first. You will build the calculated field in the first available column of the query grid. Click
Build.
The Expression Builder opens where you'll create the calculation. Enter open bracket, revenue goal, close bracket, /52 in the Enter an expression to define the calculated query field box.
Revenue goal divided by 52 weeks.
The information in the lower half of the Expression Builder provides reference information for your expression. For example, you can use the left panel to select objects, built-in functions, constants, or operators. Upon selecting an item in the left panel, more information or choices for that selection appear in the second and third panels. Click OK. The calculated field is entered in the query grid. In the results group, the results of the new calculated field are displayed in the last column of Datasheet View.
Right. So we want to go down here. We want to build a formula you should be able to do something like this. Yeah, divided by 52. So you can just move the value you wanted up there instead of typing all that out. And click run. So it basically just divided the yearly amount of revenue by the number of weeks.
Click the month goal calculated. It is helpful to select the field you want to modify before opening the property sheet. On the ribbon, on the Query Tools Design tab, the property sheet opens. The Format property is found on the General tab. On the General tab of the property sheet, click the Format property. Clicking the Format property box displays the Format arrow. A list of predefined formats is displayed. Click Currency. Given the month goal field represents money, the currency format is appropriate.
Right. Month goal, property sheet. It's already in currency. Make it euros. Whatever. It was already in currency. What are you telling us?
On the Query Tools Design tab on the ribbon, in the Show Hide group, click the Totals button.
Totals.
The total row is added to the query grid. By default, all fields in the query are set to Group By in the total row. Click Group By in the total row for the Manager ID field. The Group By arrow appears. Click the Group By. A list of aggregate functions appears, including sum, average, min, max, and count. Click Count. The query will now group the records by state name and count the values in the Manager ID field. On the Query Tools Design tab, in the Results group, click the Run button.
So how many managers are working each state?
By counting the Manager ID field, the query shows that one manager is located in most states, but 2 managers are in Missouri and 5 managers are located in Texas.
Cool. So as you can see right now, there is no totals row. But we click this, brings up the totals. Now we want it to group the managers by state. So we can go down to count, and we can run it.
On the Home tab on the ribbon, in the Records group, click the Totals button.
Same thing, just different view.
The total row is added to the bottom row of the datasheet, below the New Record row.
So you can do the same thing, right? So we just want to add totals. Then you would have to tell it what you want it to do.
In Query Design View, on the Query Tools Design tab on the ribbon, in the Show Hide group, click the Totals button. The total row is added to the query grid, which allows you to set the field to group by. The total row also allows you to select summary functions for other fields, such as sum, count, average, or minimum.
Seriously, we didn't do anything except for this. That was super helpful.
Click click the Manager ID field in the query grid. In the Show Hide group on the Query Tools Design tab, the Property sheet opens for the selected field. Click the caption box. Type Manager Code and press Enter. The caption will now be the default column heading and label for the Manager ID field in this query.
Except for the manager ID is still showing up as currency, so that wouldn't be good. Manager ID, property sheet, caption, manager code, enter, and the last one.
In the navigation pane title bar, click the arrow. Object grouping, sorting, and filtering options are displayed on the drop-down list. Click Custom on the drop-down list. Right-click the Manager Email List report. Options are provided to create a new custom group or add the object to the existing group. Click Email.
Email group. Add the manager email list report to the custom email group. So click here, custom, manager email list, add to group, email. All right, so that takes care of the training. Now we will do module 3 project. Module 3 project. Download instructions. So Gina, what you're talking about is when you download this file and then you go to open it up, because it's opening up the access on your own computer, not access within this training thing. That's why yours doesn't look like this.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
I tried it on I got a Chromebook and the Google Chrome, and it just went. It just everything. First of all, everything is Google, so it won't. So it's not. It didn't work for this one. It didn't have this training. Then when I did it on my desktop, it was an old version. That's why I really couldn't do a lot with Excel either. Excel.
You guys should have this, like when you log in, you should be able to have, like, it'll show up like whichever apps that you have available, right? When you log into, before you get into the course shell, right? You just do login.stleo.edu or something like that. And then it should come up to a page that has, what you have as a student or as an employee. But under resources, it has Office 365, and you should be able to go ahead and click on that, and then do all of your sign in and stuff and be able to access the whole Microsoft Office suite, and you should be able to do it from there.
And that's it, but that's a different version too.
Yeah, but 365. Yes.
That's a different version too. It's not like this version.
Let's see. Actually, it's not even on there anyway. It's not, where is it? Install Office.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I looked for access yesterday. It wasn't. I looked for access yesterday on my desktop, and it wasn't there. They had PowerPoint and some other stuff, but they didn't have access.
See what this says. Yeah, it won't let me do it because I already have it on. So try, right? So I just did, right? So access is obviously not on here, right? So I'm like, oh, it's not on there. But if you go and install the new Office, try doing this and see if that works. Right, so I actually clicked the other one, install other options. And then this has, you should be able to download this because I was able to do it on all, see, that's my daughter's computer, that's my desktop, you know, our other laptop. So you should be able to download it right from there.
Okay.
And you should have, everybody that's a student at St. Leo or an employee or whatever should have access to this whole suite.
And how did you get there again?
It's, you start off with, you know, here, I'll show you. Sign up. Right, so you go to login. Well, I just do login.stleo.edu, right? And then it brings you to this Okta sign-in page, St. Leo Okta, and then you just sign in there. And this is how I get into my course, right? So I click on courses normally, but there's other tabs at the top, right? So if you go to resources, it has Office 365.
Okay.
And then once you're there, you know, you'll have to probably sign in or whatever. But instead of dealing with any of this, just click this button and click install options. And then you should come up to something like where you can install Office. And that'll give you all the updated apps.
I'm going to try to do that now.
All right, I'm going to continue on with this project for everybody else. So if you get stuck or whatever, we'll talk about it after class.
All right, thank you.
All right, now instructions. Oh, I didn't open it yet. Instructions. Like I can't find it. All right, so here we're going to go and do the project. So see how much stuff we forgot. File, save as, change it to number 2. Then make sure it has your name in there, which it always does. I've never seen it not. And then we are working with table trainer. Table trainer. We're in datasheet view. Then it says go to Randy Lee. I think you just click the little plus thing here and then update the record for billing ID value A80643 to include 7 sessions. Change the number of sessions to 7. And the amount of $950. $950. Right, and then you can minimize that back if you want. It doesn't really matter, but you can just close this. So you see what it did, right? It actually pulled up the linked table. That's the billing right here, the billing one that's attached to this individual trainers. that's the relationship. And so you have one trainer, but many bills, right? So it's a one-to-many relationship. And then you can individually go through and edit each person's individual thing from here instead of having to go and open the other table. Close. Table trainer, open table location. Delete the downtown record. So just highlight the whole row. You can click delete. Probably can right click and you can delete. We deleted that. Save and close the table. Save, close. All right.
Give me my damn phone. Who the hell you think you is?
Number. All right. Number 3. Create a new query design view based on table client. So we are going to create query design based on table client. Just table client. So we're going to close that and we're going to do first name, last name, birth date. First name, last name, birth date, and gender. Run it. Save it. QRY. Client. And close it. All right. Now we're going to do another one. This time we're going to use 2 tables. Table client. Table, oh, not that one. Table billing. Stop. Let me get this one out of here. Move. All right, table client and table billing. Oh, and table trainer. Where is this append? No. Start over. Start over. Table design. Oh, that's not what we want either. God, we're falling apart today. Create query design. Table client, billing, and trainer. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. All right, you can save it. You can do that first. You can do it later, but save clients, and trainers. Okay, and then last name field from table client, last name, last name field from table trainer, start date, end date, sessions, and amount from billing. Start date, end date, sessions, and amount. In that order. Save it, run it, run it. So client's last name, trainer's first name, or trainer's last name. So Trainer Williams has this client, this client, this client, Start date, end date, the number of sessions with each client, and the amount of money. Close. All right, we're now on number 5. Create a new query again. Query design. With Dust table trainer. Close. Last name, specialty, certification. Last name, specialty, cert, hire date, and minors. Hire date, minors. In that order, add criteria to the certification field that contain the value NASM. Save the query. URI, trainer, NASM. Run it. Should pull our trainers that just have the certification of NASM and close it. Number 6. Copy query trainer. Right click to copy. Paste it in the navigation pane. Rename the copy query as paste it. Query trainer 2015. Open it up. Open it in design view, which was right up there. Add criteria to hire date. One dash 2015. All right, 2015. Hide the trainer ID field. Trainer ID, right click. Sort by. No. Show. Hide. There we go. Hide. Save and run the query and close it. All right, so if we go back to data sheet view, you shouldn't be able to see the trainer, right? So the trainer's not there. And we can run it. But that didn't work. It didn't pull anything. I wonder if it's because this needs to be January 1, 2015. Can't be. Why would that work? Nope. Well, it didn't really pull anything. What a mess. Query trainer 2015. Hire date 1/1/2015. Maybe it's 1/1/15. No, it was always 2015, right? Hide the trainer ID. Save, run the query, then close it. There should be at least 1, 2, 3. There should be 3. (1-1-2015) hire date. First name, last name. Hide table trainer. Oh. Save. Run. I don't know why it's not pulling anybody up. I don't know what's going on. We'll come back to that one. Close. Let's start over. Delete. Close. Delete. Right. I think I did it wrong because I was supposed to copy this one. Did I copy this one? I think I copied the table. Query, copy, paste. I don't remember, but we'll try it again. Query, trainer, 2015. Sure. Spell it right. Trainer 2015. All right, we have those guys. Design view. We don't want that. And we want this criteria to be 1-1-2015. We're going to run it. Well, I have absolutely no idea what's going on with that. One dash 2015. I don't know. We're going on to number 7. In navigation pane, copy query trainer. Paste it as query trainer SCA minor. Why is it that there are no records? Oops. This has records. All right, well, let's try this one out and see what we get. This one's telling us to do add criteria to the query certification field of NATA. Oh, on the wrong one. NSCA. NSCA dash CT. And the minor's field value. Yes. Yes. Sort the records by last name. Move the minors field so it appears to the right of certification field. Save it. Run the query. Well, that one worked. Close it. I feel like I need to go back and try this one again. It's stressing me out. Query trainer has records, so we know that. So if we close it and we copy it and we paste it and query trainer 2015. Okay. And then if we open this one, it has records. Go to design view. We want to hide trainer ID. And then we want to add criteria for hire date. 1-1-2015. Run. Yeah, I don't get it. If anybody else gets that one wrong, then you're getting there. Well, modify your grade. In navigation pane, copy query trainer again. Copy, paste. ATA or minors this time. So remember that one is going to be, oops. Criteria for the one, and then or for the other one. NADA for certification, and then minors will be yes. Yes. Save, run. So it's NATA, but no minors. But this one is yes minors, but not NATA. So that one works. Close. Query trainer billing. Change the font to 12. Add totals. Use the sum function to total the values in the amount field. Amount field. Sum function. So just click the down arrow. Use the average function to average the values in the sessions. So click here, go down to average. Make this bigger. I don't even know why that matters. Field width, 18.8. Oh, because you want all that. All right. Save and close. Save and close. Right, so you saw, like it says in here to make the width 18.8. So I just right-clicked, went to field width, changed to 18.8. You can just drag it, but whatever works. Close. Save and close query trainer billing. Number 11. Create a new query in design view based on, all right, create new query based on table billing and table client. Close. Add client ID and last name field from the client table. Client ID, last name field, add sessions amounts. Sessions amount. Add a total row, totals, add the total row. Use the sum aggregate function to calculate the sum of the amount field. Sum. And then set the caption to total amount. Do not type the period. In the total row, use the sum numeric sum of the sessions. Sum the number of sessions. sessions. Let's see. Save QRY. Client totals. Yeah, this is not right. What are we doing? How we're doing this? Here, property sheet, caption, amount. Which one are we doing? Amount. Total amount. Sorry. Total amount. And then for this one, number of sections. Total amount. Number. Thank you. Jeez. Save. Run. Total amount. Number of sessions. So that's up there. That's up there. So that all worked. Design view. Sum. Good, good, good. All good. All right. Total client totals. Close. All right. Now we're on 12. It's the last one. Yeah. Open query client billing. Query client billing in design view. And update it. So add a calculated field. So I'm going to go over here. Right click, build. Excuse me. With the session cost. So amount field value divided by sessions value. So amount divided by sessions. Yeah. Okay. And caption for this is cost per session. And then we actually need to change. See this colon here? Here's the title was in front of the colon. Probably could have just done that in the box, but I didn't see it. So I'm going to name this session cost. Okay, that should be good. Format, session cost, oh, currency. then move it to the left of first name. Move it to the left of first name. Sort the records in descending order by session cost. Descending order. And then ascending order by last name. Save, run. So, excuse me, cost per session, so highest to lowest. But then last name, whatever, A to Z, right? So here's like these two are the same amount. So the D comes before the G, the J comes before the P when the values are the same. Like all these $100 ones, B, G, J. So that's all good. So everything is good there. Close. And then what do? We go to database tools, compact and repair. And let's just upload this because it's going to be all jacked up. I can tell already because I know that's not working. Let's see what it tells us. I don't even know what I'm doing. Documents. Submit. View report. All right, see how bad we did. Oh, for some reason it's over here. 95 out of 100. Okay, so obviously the one that we missed. Add the criteria to a query. Query trainer 2015. Query should contain criteria that limit query results to records that with contracts that begin on or after. Oh, I know what I did. Right? I think you need to do, because I'm an idiot sometimes, query, no, not that one. Yeah, that one? Yeah, this one. Let's do, it says, we were looking, according to this, it's only going to pull up the hire date of that date. So we need something that's like what, greater than, what does it actually say? Greater than, that begin on or after. What if we did 12/31/2014? Something just crashed. Too many things open. Okay, let's try that. So save, run. So now I pulled everybody after. So that's better, right? Or you can do greater than or equal to 1/1/2015. But I think if we do greater than December 31st, 2014, that gives us the same result. Let's check it out. Save it. Oh, close it. Compact it. Get out of this. Back here. Project 1. Gotta just follow the instructions. Can't read into it, which is what I tend to do all the time. Upload this again. Try it one more time. Third time's a charm. Greater than equals 1-1-2015. Is that gonna work? Did the same thing, but what the heck? We'll try it one more time. Not that 5 points makes a difference, but maybe it'll make a difference to somebody. 95 is still a 95. Project 1. Hello? Thank you. Come on. Oops. Open. Oh, now I got a 98. What the hell did I miss? Oh, I never even looked all the way down. So in the query client billing query, the field should be ordered as follows. Session cost, first name. So I missed that. So make sure you guys review that before you submit it. I didn't even look down. So this one must have only been 3 points. The 2015 one, I wasn't even paying attention. So make sure you fix that if that's the case on yours. I obviously didn't move. What does it say I didn't do? Field tribute. Yeah, so I didn't move session cost where it's supposed to be. Use cost per session calculator. Move. Yeah, I didn't do this part. Move session cost field to the left of first name field. Then sort the records. We did all that. So I didn't see that when I did it. So make sure you guys fix that or do that when you're doing it. All right. Any questions? I think I did this 3 times, so I'd have to reset it. Disengage. Oh, actually, it probably won't let me do that because I'm not a student in there. So maybe I could just resubmit it again. Which one was that? Really? It's not this one because there's no sorts in there. Client billing. Yeah, session costs. Oh, I moved it to the right of last name. Must have to go to the right of first name. I erased it now, so I don't know what it said to do. File close. Let's see if it'll let me submit it again. Project. Probably not. Yeah. So it won't let me do it again. I'll have to reset it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So just go and fix that if you got that wrong the same as I did. Make sure you read the whole answer or the whole question task, the whole task before you finish. All right, I don't have anything else. If anybody else has any questions, we can go over it. We can go over any of the other projects or assignments that you guys have. If not, free to go. We will be doing the final module 4 on Thursday. And so we'll be doing module 4 training and module 4 project. And
all right,
then,
so when will the recording go up? Like tomorrow afternoon?
yeah, well, you know, when I remember, like if you don't see it, then you need to remind me. But I'll try to do it tonight. But if not, it'll be tomorrow morning.
All right, perfect, sir. I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Gina, did you get the stuff downloaded?
It's downloading now. My desktop is really, really slow.
Okay, so it should work for you. I think it'll be
Okay.
fine. So if you have any issues, just email me or whatever. I don't know what else to tell you. If that doesn't work for you, you might want to call the St. Leo help desk and see if they can get it to download, get you the copy that you need. I know for sure that no students or employees have to pay for Microsoft Office. So
Okay.
that definitely should work for you, and you should be good from there.
Okay, thank
All right?
you.
All right, good luck. I don't want to share. Stop share.